And we are live. Welcome everyone to a special edition of a live stream for me. This is GM Bloodworth reporting in from Rising Phoenix Game Convention 2024 here in Milford, Massachusetts. Really looking forward to 3.5 days of gaming. I am running. I'm running 5 games, which I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do that again because I need an entire suitcase for everything. But so I'm going to be doing these like live streams, kind of impromptu. So I apologize for that, but it's just no way to record and then upload. Live streams just work a lot easier from when you're remote in a different place. So yeah, I arrived at roughly 3:05 this afternoon. So I was a little bit ahead of schedule from what I had planned. It took me almost exactly 3 hours to get here. It was a little bit drizzly and gloomy and everything. Um, Really surprising that I had gotten here because yesterday I got a flat tire and had to have my car towed to a local place and ended up replacing 3 tires. And fortunately, as I put out in my earlier video short, fortunately, this whole trip was paid for, and this whole trip was really paid for by by my membership and my viewers and my subscribers with all of your likes and shares and comments and everything. So I really, really appreciate all of the support that you have given to the channel, and I'm hoping to return that in any small way that I can, with particularly thanks and to bring you these kinds of events and such. So really looking forward to it. I have a game coming up at 7 o'clock, so it's going to run from 7 to 11 or so. Hopefully it actually wraps up in about 3.5 hours. So around 10:30, it'll end up. But I will be running Conan 2D20 and my own adventure, Shards of Ymir. This is an adventure that I had written back in, I believe it was like around 2017, when adventures, when the Conan 2D20 system with Modifius was still in Kickstarter. So really excited about running this particular adventure. It's worked really well in the past, and but this is probably the last time that I will be running Conan 2D20 at a convention because first of all, you have to lug a whole bunch of stuff, and I have a whole bunch of materials for it. But but secondly, I think it's time to just move on to some other systems that are still currently in print, and you currently have access to them as well. So it is a phenomenal system. Hopefully, as its license had changed hands, someone else will pick it up, and we'll get some new Conan the Barbarian inspired role-playing games. So that'll be awesome. So anyway, so that's that's the first thing that I'm planning on. I got here, I got here a bit early, and here's the flyer, and it's a really nice flyer. And I already ran into Scott Legault, and so we had a nice chat. And so this is the floor plan, and I will present all of this stuff to you in a video later on. Like I said, it's just much easier to put out stuff as a live stream, in a hotel than it is to save it to the iPad and then try to upload it later. I will do some videos of most likely just photographs. Excuse me, my asthma is crazy these last 3-4 days too. But I will most likely take a lot of photographs and then create like a slideshow and put that on the channel as well, so you can see everything that's going on. Right now, they're still doing like, just building out everything and constructing everything. So it'll be all ready to go by tomorrow morning. So looking forward to a full day of gaming tomorrow. So my schedule tomorrow, and I'll see when I get a chance to jump in and do a live stream at some point tomorrow. Um, tomorrow I am starting with 6 o'clock to 6:30. I'm gonna have breakfast from like 6:30 to possibly 7:30, and a lot of times we see other people, we sit down at the same tables and everything, and we meet new people and such. So it's a very very friendly community here at Rising Phoenix. So really looking forward to seeing some familiar faces as well as meeting some new people as well. I would not categorize this as a small con anymore, because I think it's going to be pushing around 300, 300 people. It's a lot of game sessions. I happen to be running 5 game sessions here, so there's, I'm probably the only one running 5 different games. But running 5 games is pretty crazy. So it's something I will trim down for the future. But my tomorrow's schedule is I'm playing at 8 a.m. I'm running Whiskey Creek Runs Red, which is a adventure that I wrote for Gangbusters. So I will be running that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then in the afternoon, I am running at 1 p.m. I am running Shadow Dark. So I'm running 2 games tomorrow. And then my evening game, I'm playing in an Alien RPG game. So, and I'll try to check in with you guys during the day to let you know how things have been going so far. And then Saturday, I'm running Weird Frontiers. I'm running Blade Runner. That's the morning and afternoon game. And then in the evening, I am playing in something called Silt Road. Overlord Opens Gate. The Silt Road is the system, I believe. And then finally, Sunday morning, I will be sitting in on a Shadow Dark game. So I will be playing in a Shadow Dark game. My first time playing the system. I'll be running the system the day or two beforehand. So the day beforehand. So really stoked, really excited about being here. And I'm checking to see. We've got plenty of viewers. So hey, if you have any comments you want to throw in there, just throw in a comment, and we could chat for a little bit. Because like I said, I am ahead of my itinerary schedule right now. I wasn't expecting to come back to the room until later than 5 o'clock. I'm going to probably go and have dinner at 5:30. So 5:30 to 6:45, then come back to the room. And then get ready for my game. So as far as everybody else out there, I hope you're enjoying your Thursday evening, and certainly feel free to jump in there in the comments section. Let me know any game conventions that you are running to, and let me know what game systems you're actually running at conventions, because that I would really like to get a nice dialogue with some people going, like, how do you pick the games that you're looking to run? How do you modify them for convention play? I know that I usually run rules light of any game system that I'm running at a convention. So I kind of limit some of this stuff that's going to be in the game, because you kind of crunch for time. And I bring plenty of pre-gen characters, because convention games tend to be much more deadly. And that's a combination of 2 things. You'll see game systems that are being run that are inherently much more deadly. And then I think players play a little bit differently when they're playing their characters in a convention style game as well. So they take much more risk when they're playing a character that they're not really all that invested in, as far as just that. So, and here we go. Hello, the Castle Keeper. Oh, excuse me. I run Castles and Crusades for fantasy with pre-gens, and for other genre, I run Savage World with pre-gens. Yeah. So, Castles and Crusades is certainly a game that I'm going to get around to. running at a convention. Now, I run a Castles Against Crusades campaign, on a weekly basis. So I would have to get to the point where the Castles and Crusades campaign is, or convention play is something significantly different than how I run it at home. So that's, something I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm more likely to run an Amazing Adventures. And I was just having a chat, a pleasant chat with Jason Vey, the author of Amazing Adventures through Trollord Games. Uses the same game mechanic, the siege system, and they're supposed to re-release that, without the OGL, and really looking forward to that. And I'm more likely to run that at a convention than I am to run Castles and Crusades Fantasy. And it's the same system, so I get the same feel for it in running it, but just a totally different genre, and that's a kind of a real break from what I'm running in my own home game. And so that's pretty much it. So I'm running 5 different games and playing in 3. So a total of 32 hours of gameplay over, basically, 3 days. I would say 8 hours on one day, and then 12 hours, combined up. So comes out to 32 hours of gameplay. We'll see. Hopefully, all of my 7 to 11 games wrap up around 10:30ish, and same thing with my last game on Sunday morning. It's supposed to run from 8 to 12, and I'm hoping that it kind of wraps up around 11ish. Sounds like me at Game Storm at RadCon. Yeah, I won't make. I don't want to call it a mistake, but I won't run 5 different game systems at any future conventions. It really is too much to to haul and to process, and to get everything running smoothly. I would rather run 3 games, 1 per day, and then just enjoy sitting in other games the rest of each of those days. So that's how I pretty much planned Philadelphia Game Expo for next year. Is I'm only running 3 games, and I'm playing in the rest, and so that way I can really sit back and just enjoy the whole convention experience, and still build up my skills as a convention game master, which is something that I'm really focused on trying to do at this point. I did that at one point. It was a pain hauling all that stuff back. Yeah, the suitcase, like I have these small suitcases, those 4-wheeler suitcases, and the one with just the game materials was, I couldn't bring it on a plane. It was literally, it had to be at least a 55-pound bag. So I had to break it down, and I have more game materials than I have clothes for the next 3 days. So it was kind of bizarre. I was like, nah, next time. And the games that I will be running are much more compact too. So Conan, like I said, Conan has. I mean, this is what I'm bringing for Conan. All right. So it's the core rule book, the guide. Then I have this whole packet that's just the adventure itself. Whole bunch of handouts for the players as well. And then I currently have Weird Frontiers that my camera's sitting on, so I can't move that right now. Blade Runner is all self-contained in this one box, but this is a pretty hefty box too. So this box set is is probably about 5 pounds by itself. And then I have I have a few others. My Gangbusters is not that heavy at all, but that's the only one that's really lightweight, and the rest all have GM screens and have a huge bag of dice. So I have a whole bunch of dice, which Conan 2D20 uses a lot of dice as well. So I have enough for the players sitting at the table, and really looking good. Looking forward to everything. I tried to run one or two systems, different scenarios. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Or at the most, I would run three different game systems, and just kind of cycle those through. So, one convention I'll run these three games. Another convention I'll run three different games, and just really try to mix it up that way. That way, it's fresh for me, and it gives convention goers a great exposure, I think, to different game systems that they might not have ever encountered before. And so that's a really, really big point for me, and what I've been trying to do with attending conventions these last year and a half, 2 years, that the convention scene has been growing back up again. So, and I encourage you all to do the same thing. When you go to a convention to run different run games, try to run as many different games as you can, and don't bite off too much, but certainly allow people the opportunity to see some games that they might not have ever seen or heard of before. And so to me, that's what a really good convention experience is all about, is to go out there and to see new stuff that's out there. So I'm going to wrap this thing up, because I want to run off and have some lunch or dinner before my game in about an hour and 40 minutes. And the Castle Keeper, thanks for jumping in. And if you haven't, it's the first time I'm seeing you, so it's a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for popping in. Make sure that you subscribe, and just watch throughout the weekend. I will be doing these impromptu live streams. I'll do some short videos as well, and then my wrap up will come on Monday, when I'll do some full blown videos, and going over the entire experience once again. So thanks for those of you that are watching, and maybe I'll check back in again later on this evening, but I doubt it. I probably won't get back to the room until about 11 o'clock, 11:30 at the latest. So I'm kind of wrecked already, so kind of tired, but tomorrow morning I'll be up and ready to go for a full day of gaming. So you'll have a great one, and thanks for stopping in. Take care.